In this episode, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about Qinger, the Qing chat. So, one of the really interesting things that I've discovered with it is it seems to be some kind of a decentralized replacement for Telegram. And so, in the previous episode about the Qinger chat, I showed you how to log in, I showed you how to create the token for it, and now I'm going to go into it in a little bit more detail and how to actually change your qLAU token, because once you log in once, that first login, it will always keep logging you back into that same, doesn't matter how many qLAUs you have on that particular wallet, it will log you in automatically to the one that you originally logged into. So I'll show you how to change that and some of the nuances of the chat. So let's get into it. This is the user profile, and it will show your wallet address and the LAU token address that you're logged in with. And so I've logged in with Bayfection. And so now I want to actually log in with this particular LAU token. So my coexistence Stephen LAU token. So this is a new one that I've also created. And so on smart contract GUI.aff.icu, when you upload the cho, and the cho, I showed you how to do that again in the previous video. Check that out. It's very simple. And all you're going to do is you're going to go into cho, you're going to go to write, and you're going to press enter. And I might even add this to favorite, so it'll be the first one that pops up. And then you copy and paste the address and then call enter, go through the process, confirm. All right, so we've got a success. So now, once you refresh this, it will have the coexistence token there. So I'll be officially logged in with coexistence Stephen now. So here we go, coexistence Stephen. So very, very simple. Now, the coexistence Stephen LAU token, this is the address for the LAU token, but the qLAU token is different to the LAU token address. So this is an important distinction. So I'll show you how you can find that. So you can go to your chat. So if you use map and you go to new, it will automatically create this Qing chat. If you haven't done that, you can go to this button here. You can go to create Qing chat and add your user token and create. And here it will give me an error because it's basically already there. So I did that with Bayfection and I created it that way. I've also done it by doing it this way. So you can do either option. It doesn't really matter. The search on this is not all that great, but here we go. It's here. So now, before we go into this, let's just do a little bit of an exploration into all the different areas. So we'll go down to the question mark here. This is the FAQ, frequently asked questions. So you've got the roles and the permissions. So you've got bouncer. Bouncers have significant control over the Qing system's access and operational settings. You can set the bouncer divisor, set the cover charge amount, so the entry fee to chat, add or remove staff members, and manage the guest list. This is a very, very cool idea, in my opinion, because as a content creator, obviously I get quite a lot of people messaging me, asking me about this type of token or that type of token or which token to buy. And quite often I also get spam. So if I set a cover charge, then one, it's going to cost people to spam me. And two, this can also be my single point of access. So instead of basically communicating with anyone in DMs on Telegram or Twitter, I can say, if you want to contact me, this is where you can contact me. And not only will they have to pay to enter the chat, they'll also have to pay to talk. So when they talk in my chat, it will mint one of my tokens. And so this is a really cool way for people to be rewarded for their time and effort. Staff. So staff members share the same permissions as bouncers and can perform all bouncers function. Guests. Guests have limited time but specific permissions. Join the Qing by paying the cover charge or being on the guest list. Send messages in the Qing chat if admitted. Check their current admission status. Bouncer status acquisition. So bouncer status can be achieved through being appointed as staff by an existing bouncer, holding at least 25 Crows tokens. So this is why Crows has had a run recently. Earning 1/bouncer divisor of the total supply of the asset token, being the creator of the Qing room. Cover charge mechanics. Once bouncers can set the cover charge, only bouncers can set the cover charge amount. Once you have paid cover charge, you will have 24 hours in the Qing room. After 24 hours, you're no longer admitted and have to pay the cover charge to join the room again. Only owners of the original asset can withdraw the cover charge. If not withdrawn, the cover charge remains permanently burned. Admission rules. All admissions last for 24 hours. Users must rejoin daily to maintain access. Guest list members bypass the cover charge but must still rejoin daily. So the owners have the highest level of control and privileges in the QING system. Withdraw cover charge funds from the QING room, all bouncers and staff permissions, complete control over the QING room settings, and set market rate to be able to purchase and redeem QING. And so this here will take us to the chats. And so now I'm going to open my chat here. And so here we have the search function, so I can look through these messages and let's see if it's going to, if I type Trinity, see how it brings up Trinity. Okay. So then we have the information. So now it's going to bring up the information. So this is the asset. This is the allow token. I'm obviously admitted. Withdraw, bouncer divisor, cover charge. There is no cover charge for this. Entropy. Don't 100% know what that is. The entropy. I mean, I know what entropy means, but I don't know what it means in relation to this. No crows. Type is QING. And then I also don't really know what that is. The what. I don't know what is. And then we have this button here. So exchange QING token. So here I can purchase some QING tokens. So here, this is the allow token. It's not the QING token. And that's also the allow token. But then this will give me, so here I can add staff addresses, remove staff, the guest list. So this is where you as an owner can start altering how things go here. And this is also how you can withdraw your QINGs. So when somebody talks in here, so for example, this is my chat. So when people talk to you in your chat, it mints you a token. So I wrote this message the other day. So anyone who writes in here, it's minting one of these coexistence QING chats. And so if I want to redeem those off the contract, so I'm just going to leave a message here so I can actually get the transaction. Just leaving a message for the transaction hash. Okay, so we're just going to get the transaction hash. I'm just going to open up Autoscan. So this is the QING address here. You can see coexistence QING. So then this is my coexistence QING address. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Pulsechain Explorer so I can see how many tokens are on there first. So it has 5,783. And remember, it's going to be different to your allow token balance. It's completely random. It goes through the random number generator. So this is with the Trinity token, but it's all the same. So you can see it goes through the random number generator to mint you the QING tokens. So that's why the number there is different to my allow tokens. So I just want that to be clear. So what I'm going to do now is we can take this off the contract. But what I'm going to do here is I want to withdraw. So I'm going to put my token address. So I've pasted it in there, and the amount, I'm just going to take it all out. Why not? 5783. Let's put 5783. Withdraw. And then as that's going through, we're going to see here my QING. So you've got my allow token. And then this is the QING allow token. And so as it's withdrawing now, this number should populate with 5783. And so all I would just encourage you to do is just play around with these things. So you can see here, asset withdrawn successfully. Just play around. That's what this is all about. It's all about learning. It's all about experimenting. That's how I figure these things out. I just fiddle around with some buttons. And there we go. There's my qLAU. Pretty cool. So again, this is supposed to be some kind of decentralized chat, Telegram chat, which could be an innovation and an improvement on the current Telegram. There's also talk that the qLAU token is going to be like a Reddit replacement. And I do remember that Maria in the early days of the Atropa ecosystem bonded with Core, C-A-W, and that's supposed to be like a decentralized social media platform. And I know that he really liked that idea. And so it seems like we're now starting to see the pipework of this decentralized infrastructure for social media forming within the Dysnomia ecosystem. So this is certainly something to keep an eye on, in my opinion. And like I said, I really love the idea that as a content creator, but not even as a content creator. Imagine you're someone that's well sought out and people are always trying to ask you questions. And I mean, I love to try and answer everybody's questions, but I might get to a point and other people might get to a point and say, look, you know what? I'm just going to now set my value for answering questions. And if you want my help, then you have to come here and this is where you can ask those questions. So this is just one of the use cases that I can see with it, but it's very, very interesting, something to keep an eye on, and a quick little tutorial for you. So take care.